Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, Big Funk, out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Yeah, find me some different shades, find me some different specs to put on today, so it look a little different. But I'm still gonna do what I do for you. Let's go. Right isn't 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message and story for life. I'm giving life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I greatly appreciate it. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is a way of life, and it is a way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily, excuse me, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka to know thyself. That's my mission, is for all right thinkers to do just that. Know themselves. The lessons I'm giving you, trying to help you out and do just that. Let's go. You need to have the answer to the question of you know you. The question is know thyself. It's really a statement. It's a concept that you need to really understand. It's very important that you do just that. Know thyself. Discover yourself, whatever you want to call it. But let's go. I want you to know yourself. As a person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is dangerous. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. I love them. Why? Because that's why I do what I do for you. I got you. Stay tuned. A person who knows not and believes, swear to God, that they know, dangers, avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right thinkers. Know thyself, and to my eye be true. I got a little lesson today for you here. The title is Esoteric Lessons. I added on from Egypt. Mysterious system. And too long. I'm shortening it up. The lesson is esoteric lessons. That's what right thing philosophy teaches. That's what I'm about to give you one right now. I hope you enjoy it. Let's ride. We stole, or they stole, a lot of Egyptian signs and symbols, and the problem I got with they got some of it wrong. Fact. Again, not well, no fact. Catholics, Roman Catholics, you Bible writers, yeah, they got a lot of stuff out of Egypt, but some stuff they just got wrong. That ain't the lesson today, so I'm just moving on. That's the concept I'm trying to give you. When you get something wrong, you either correct it or you're going to be wrong. Simple. The circle and the triangle, my two favorite things, is a major symbol like the yin and the yang, the male and female, etc. Equal opposites. And the circle and the triangle is just that, but they go together. Why? Glad you asked. The circle represents the womb of the female. The triangle represents the penis of the male. Esoteric lessons, that's what you got. In the old times, when you went to the bathroom, they had the size of the door, circle for the female, pyramid for the males. It's been around a long time. Google some of the stuff. Anything I give you, fact check me to see if I know what I'm talking about, please. I don't have a problem with that, but I appreciate that I'm trying to give you something that I know. If you want to fact check it, you're free to do so. I don't make it up. I just pass it along once I get it. Understand it. When I gather information, I'm gathering to pass it out. I'm not gathering to, no, I'm getting it so I can give it to y'all my way. So understand that. Now, let's talk about we taught we taught in signs and symbols, symbology from Egyptian. They call them hieroglyphs. We call them measuring letters, writings of the God. God speaks, whatever you want to call it, but it was from the higher consciousness that we consider nature or matter or the all-encompassing, the supreme being, whatever name you go by, you want to call it, it's still the same one. Understand that. Watch this. And they didn't. have an education system that did nothing to educate you for the future and yourself. They gave you what they wanted to have so they could program you and all that good stuff. But let's get moving on. I'm saying, they did a way of life, like right thing of philosophy. It's not stuff, no, it's way of life. You live this. You be about this. And that's what makes the difference. They didn't have an education system. They had a way of life, aka Maya. They lived by their spiritual truths. Once you are taught them, you can't live by something you don't know. That's why it was a way of life. It was shown to them by the parents, the elders, and everybody else. Why it's easy when you see people doing something. Back then, it was good to follow the crowd. Good at one time, the in crowd, they knew what was going on. They was hip. Now the in crowd is out of touch, so you can't roll with them. Why? They don't have a clue what's going on, so to speak. But yeah, at one time you could follow the masses. Now, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. If a group of people going that way, go that way. Why? You guarantee they go the wrong way. They ain't never right. Like the grapevine. Everybody who hears something and give it to the next person, oh, you can forget that. I tell you, I learn so I can pass on the information. That's what I do, so I can get it right. I pay attention. I don't just give you some haphazard information that ain't gonna serve you, or more important, a faux pas of any teacher, any preceptor, any lesson giver is to get the wrong information. So be prepared and have your stuff ready. Let's go. Now, if you really study, that's what I do, and you learn the esoteric meanings and you practice them, you's good to go. I know. Watch this. Now let's get into something right quick. I got a 9-part lesson I did a while ago. I'm gonna throw it in here right quick. Hopefully, you get the understanding. Let's go. Did you know the number 9, the mystical meaning behind the number 9? 9 is a bad mama jamma. And remember, 7 was important until they realized 9 was even better. I'm just saying. So let's go. I'm big on pyramids, as you can see. Yeah. But the reason being is that's where the truth and the spiritual knowledge was. And I went there to do that. Get it, understand it, and pass it on. That's what I do for you. Watch this. Now, because I understand, I under and overstand the esoteric meaning behind these sacred buildings. Okay, I love them. Fire in the middle. Pyra means fire. Mid means middle. Pyramid means fire in the middle. House of fire, all that good stuff. But it's not, I'm going to say again, and everybody say this, it's not a burial chamber. And a body been found in there when the pyramid, so they got that wrong. Okay, moving on. Let's go. Now, do you know how many sides of the pyramid? Trick question here. And all those who in the know will know. All those who gonna make guesses gonna get anywhere from 4 to 6. Okay, but it's 8 sides on the outer casings. Every side is concave, where right down the middle it shows the sun come up. You just there's 2 sides, shades is on both sides, and one side's in the dark, one side's in the shade. But every side is double. So 8 sides, if you count the underside, like my teacher told me, some people forget about that, makes it 9. So you look up 8 9-sided objects, and you also want to look up circles and triangles. Good information that you can, if you do your due diligence, you can learn a lot about that. I just send you there. You can take it from there. The number 9 is the sum, watch this, of all important numbers. When you add up at the end, that 144 that y'all talking about to come down and be taken up to heaven, 144 adds up to Nina. Co-conspirators for the Osiris myth, Set had 72 co-conspirators. 72 is, yeah, you got it. The bishops at the council, 72 of them got together to do the Bible. Again, 9. 9 is just a whole bunch of stuff. And if you're a numerologist, they just love the number 9. So that's why I got my knowledge from, my information from them pretty much. But along with my other studies and lessons, Sonic got 9 purpose. Everybody got a 9. The Knights Templar started with 9. The Council of 9. Okay. The federal judge, I mean, I got 9. So understand that. You got 9 parts. Here we go. I'm going to do my thing. Now, you also got in Masonic order, 9 is the highest number. Masons know about the magic 9. Knights Templar started their order with 9 brothers. Okay, and my favorite classic, Ray Charles, gang number 9. I just threw that one there. But here you go. Let me give you a quick lesson about the number 9, the 9 parts of the soul, they called it. All right, here you go. Start with the Ba. The Ba tells you, I got my book right here, just want to read a few things. The Ba is heart, soul, which dwells in the Ka with the power of metamorphosis, sometimes described as the soul, okay, and higher self. That's the Ba. I keep telling you, the Ba represented by a falcon with your head on it. That's your spirit. That's your soul. When the body ceases to exist, you get the chance to metamorphose and take wings and leave. Why? Because you got no more use and you got a choice. You can go back in line, but if it got your head on it, meaning you become enlightened, you raise your highest conscious number, you reach the highs, you are anointed, that means you're going back home. That's the concept. That's the purpose of the body. Let me move on. I got a whole bunch of stuff in there. It's equivalent to the Hindu Atman, and it's also the indescribable, eternal, and immortal spark of life. That's the thing that we can't really explain, but we know everybody know about God. But until you have your but God moment, mystical experience, nihas, spiritual enlightenment, whatever, when you and God become one, that's your experience. Okay? Trust me. And it only happens, watch this. It's not affected by anything that may happen to the senses in the body, the mind, or the intellect, higher mind. The spirit ain't affected by nothing that goes on. That's the point. Next one. Excuse me. It says through the mind, the soul consciousness projects and keeps together an aggregate of physical elements, earth, air, water, fire, into a conglomerate that is called the physical body. That's what we made of. Okay. When the soul has no more use for the physical body, moving on. The Ka. The Ka, abstract personality, aka the ego. That's what we all identify with. So you can't kill it. Okay. That's the spiritual twin to the spirit, to the body. They go together. Again, one stays behind, handle the body, another lesson, but that's all lesson. But they go together. Watch this. Now, the concept of the Ka was known in India, and the word was also known. The Indian god Brahma had a Ka, also a twin. Spirit has a twin. Your ego personality is the Ka. How about that? Moving on. Then you got the Ka. The concrete personality, the physical body, the actual body. When you the Kordaba, the Ka, that's what they call the body when it's lifeless. Okay. The Ab, hello, the heart. And the spell, remember, it's your conscious. Listen, the conscious, CONSCIENCE, ab, or man of his own God. The conscience of man is his own God. I tell my students, at Judgment Day, ain't nobody gonna come in and sit down and you gonna know they're the judges, which is of your aspect of your character, which they're gonna hold serve, and they're gonna keep you accountable for the things that you say that you did or didn't do. That's the 42 Never Confessions of Maya. But they are the judges to look over you. That's who watches. But the heart keeps track of everything. Watch this. The ab or conscience is the source of misconnect, karma, aka karma, and the mother of what? Reincarnation. The ab represents the heart. If it is the symbol of the mind, the conscious, and also the respiratory of what subconscious desires, which cause the mind to be in a perpetual state of motion and change, restlessness. As these desires can never be fulfilled. That's why if you living for carnal pleasures and lust, you are never going to fulfill your desires. Watch this. By experiences or from objects in the world of time and space. Again, at death, here you go. The ignorant, the unenlightened soul will harbor unfulfilled desire, can't let go, don't want to give it up, which will lead what? To further incarnations, aka heavy heart. Why? Because it's still in search of this fulfillment. It's never going to happen. Hence, going around and around chasing the tail. The Ouroboros, the snake that bites his own tail. At this point, it's described in chapter 30, line 3 from the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day. Watch this. My heart, the mother of my coming into being, the ab undergoes examination by what? Thoughts, Tahuti, one own wisdom faculty. You are your own judge. And one's own heart will what? Will fashion mothers, one's own fate coming into being, but according to one's will and desires, which are based on one's understanding, wisdom, about one's true self, aka know thyself. Thus, the new is fashioned in accordance with what he or she have done during previous life. Meaning, you're going to be judged by what you do here. I've been telling you that for long. Let's move on. I'll try to get this out the way. I'm moving up number 5. The caveat. The caveat that the shadow is associated with, again, with the bar from which it receives nourishment. It has the power of a locomotion and is also omnipresent. It's there all the time. Okay, now the Ku, the KHU. The Ku is what? The spiritual soul, which is what? Immortal. It is associated again with the ba and its ethereal being. It's the ethereal being. It goes with the spirit. It's going to hang out. Next one, number 7, getting there. The Sahu, Sahu, the glorious spiritual body in which the Ku and the Ba dwells. Again, the heart. When integrated, enlightened, heart and mind coherence, you have the spiritual and mental attributes of the natural body are united. When the heart and mind united, there's a new power of its own. You know yourself. The Sahu is the goal. To become a Sahu is the goal of all right thinking aspirants. It is the reason for human existence to what? Become God-like when, while still alive, see and understand God the Creator. Next one, you got the second. That's the female aspect of the power force, the invisible force. Let me get to that right quick. It's the power spiritual personification of what? The vital life force. Luke used the force in man and woman. Its dwelling place is what? In the heavens with the Khus. KHUS. Second also denotes the potency, the erectile power or force used in fashioning one's own glorious new body for what? Resurrection. When you pass the scales of Maya and you're moving on, your name become SR Mark. I'm going to hang out with my new body. They take the same concept in Christianity. You get a new body, yeah. Why? I don't want the old one. If I leave here at 95 years old, I want my new body to be 95-year-old body. Just let me get this up. Yeah, I got a few minutes. Let me wrap this up for you. Now you got the heart, the ab. The heart is, watch this, an excellent witness. Why? It's the oracle of everyone. It keeps track. That's why it knows. Ancient Egyptian proverb says, King Thutmose III called the heart a guide in my affairs. The conscience or the heart of all men is his or her own God. Again, the heart is where you will be judged. Why? Because the secret in God dwells in the heart of man. I like that in Masonic order, and it still holds true. So they got that part right. I agree. Moving on. Here we go. Now let's talk about 12 steps right quick of Haru. Haru, a.k.a., I know him as Horus, the light, the son of God, the resurrected spirit of Asar, his father. Let's talk about the esoteric knowledge Haru takes. First of all, he's the sun. He rises every morning. He's going to come back. He takes 12 steps. From the time that he starts The time he get to high noon, at that point, at 6 steps, he considered what? The Most High God. Okay? From 6 to 612. Where's Horus? Look up. You'll find him. He's right there. All eyes are witness. Okay? So now, that's the concept. 12 steps there across the sky, a.k.a. he walking across the sky. 12 steps. Okay? Star Wars, here you go, tells our Egyptian story, and they blowing it up. They getting followers up the wazoo, and they getting rich. And we can't even learn our own ancestral stuff and be better people for it. But you'll be a Star Wars fan and swear you know something. I know a lot of them. 12 apostles. Okay. Those guys didn't fare too well. If you know the story about them, their life didn't go too well. Only one of them got to live old age. Okay. Then you got 12 days of Christmas. 12. Remember them story? Okay. Then you got there's 12 hours of daylight. You got 12 hours of darkness. That's been the war since he uttered the famous words, "Let there be light." So before there was light, need I say more? So out of the darkness comes the light, aka Luke Skywalker. When the Son of God, watch this, at his highest point, he becomes what? The Most High. At 12 noon, everybody stop, bows, and pay homage and respect. Okay, sign of dua. They told me it was a sign of astonishment. I just gave that lesson in class, so yeah, it's funny. But again, they got some things wrong. All right, here we go. Where we at? Okay. Now you got 12 stages of the 12 consciousness of Christ. You know about them. Then you got the 12 chores of Hercules. You know about them. Then you got 12 zodiac signs. That 12, and God told you, I was one, so I became three. That means you got one individual God, and then he came three because you had that male and female concept. I'll go from 1 to 3. You can call it 1, 2, 12. I'm just saying, just trying to put 2 and 2 together for you. Okay, here you go. Where we at? Now, let's talk about the number 3. Just talk about that, okay? God told you I was 1, then I become 3. The pyramid, 3 sides, okay? 3 right angles, all that good stuff. But it's what's inside and what it represents that makes it worthwhile. The Masons tell you, okay, what was that? Okay. Oh, a double fold is strong, but a 3-fold is stronger still. Good information. Hope y'all listening. The original Trinity, Amen, the hidden one, Ra, the seen one, Ptah, the self-creator, the craftsman, the master of self. When you create yourself from thoughts and ideas and manifest them, that's the Ptah aspect. That's the image in God that which we are just like. Where we at? I'm trying to wrap it up. You got, okay, now you got the spiritual Trinity, the original Trinity, the Asar, Aset, and Haru is the story of life. The Saurian myth is a story about life. They call it the wisdom. Why? Because it teaches you, if you follow the master of the story, you will have mastery over self because it gives you life lessons to help you become just that, Haru. Okay? The hero in you. It brings out the hero in you with knowledge and understanding. My favorite phrase, okay, no, okay. The original Trinity, got that one. The second one, that. Okay. Now, self-mastery is knowing that the God that created all things is the same God that dwells in you. That's having knowledge of self. That's reaching that anointment place, knowing God and you are one. My Father and I are one. The kingdom of heaven is within. All that knowledge that you have to obtain, and you will come to the same conclusion, and you can say that in earnest. Not, oh, well, Jesus said it. Yeah, well, he said unto you no good. Last one, let me wrap this up. Now, when you got, Haru is the sunlight. Okay, he represents light. Go to light, follow light. Yeah, follow light, the good light bearer. But don't forget that favorite phrase in Star Wars. I love that phrase when Star Wars, when he tell Luke, I am your father. And what he's esoterically saying, I was here first. He was my father. He was here first. He created me. Okay, that's how it's done. The darkness came what? The light. So I birthed you when he gave the commandment, let there be. That's power. The esoteric concept of you being the light that's in you, that little light of yours, it's got to shine. You got to raise the kundalini. That's how it's done. It's a little bit, but you can raise it and make a lot. Why? Because once it makes contact with the third eye, the pineal gland, you good to go. That's your God contact. Okay? Where we at? Okay, here you go. Next one. The esoteric concept is okay. You did that. Now, who was here first? Darkness was, or the face. Darkness, the face of the earth was what? Darkness, and the word was God. The word was with God. But what was what? In darkness, and God uttered the words, "Let there be." That's the creative force. The classic battle, and at that point, the classic battle, light versus dark, good versus evil. I tell you, he stands on what? Maya, half day, half night. There's no winner except 2 times a year. One get the upper hand at one point, the other get it back at the other point. So it's an ongoing battle. Watch this. And it never ends. Watch. You got ignorance over knowledge. And all those concepts, equal opposites, male and female. The male is different than the female, but they come together, they can procreate. That's called nature. It ain't gonna happen all the way. So if you got women don't need a man, you got men who don't want a woman, we're gonna lose production, existence, life. Hello. So that lifestyle is non-productive. Moving on, let me wrap this up. The classic battle. Yeah. We are born into this world, time, and space in which there's an ongoing battle of war, good, bad, light, good, that we just fall in, and by hook or crook, we got to make a decision to decide whose side we're going to fight on. Fought the wrong side early. I'm on the right side now. I hope you are too. Hope you got the left side. I appreciate you tuning in. I got to go. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.